Okay. So, how do you like the SES show so far?
Yeah, no, it's been a good show. I've been coming here for a few years. Had a stand here for just a couple. It's always a good show, good turnout, and New Yorkers seem to be happy to come up and ask about my product. So it's great.
Good. You know that MajesticSEO possesses the largest commercial link database in the world. What is its volume in terabytes?
It's probably a petabyte, actually. So we see around about 3 billion URLs every single day. We've got about 3.7 trillion in our data set, so that's quite a lot of information. So by the time you take backups and stuff, I'd pretty much say it's actually up to a petabyte of information. So a lot.
Your company was created as a Google competitor. Why hasn't it become Google's second?
Oh, that's a hard-hitting question. So, when we started out, it's very true, we looked to be a distributed search engine. So our theory was, hey, all this Napster stuff, all this BitTorrent stuff, there's all these people, a Human Genome Project is getting done by distributed networks. So we thought maybe we could build a search engine that works on people's computers and distributed. And it turned out we could crawl, we could scale that information from the crawl really, really well, but you can't use it for the retrieval of information. So when you go to try to analyze a search engine or type in a search phrase, I can't then go and search across 1,000 computers because the one I need the information on might be switched off that particular day. So we kind of had half the thing. So we saw the link information was particularly scalable and valuable. So we used that. So we haven't given up on the objective of a search engine, but Google seems to be pretty good at it. So we don't want to copy that.
Right. What functional tools does MajesticSEO possess, and what are its main services?
So we describe ourselves as the largest link database on the link map on the planet. So we crawl the web, as I say, a lot, and that means we have to crawl all the on-page information, but we just keep and look after the link data. And within each link, we have the strength of the link, the date that we found it, the date we last crawled it, the anchor text within the link, whether it's got a redirect, and we flag things like whether it's in an image or whether it's a no-follow, or whether it's in a frame, that sort of thing. So that means that you can go to any web page or web URL, put it into our system, and it'll tell you all of the links that come from other websites around the world into that page, and it's pretty comprehensive.
The users of your system can order one of 4 service plans on your site. What is the most popular among your clients?
The most popular is the free service, and I think it's because it's free. So we do have a free service. So you can check all your own websites without any charge whatsoever. And so people use that. People use a lot of the tools, free tools. We have a backlink history checker which shows you up to 5 websites over a period of 5 years how they've been getting link velocity. But then I guess it's fair to say that people start on the $50 a month package, and you'll tend to have free first, then the $50 a month one, then actually the high-end one, because that comes with an API and stuff like that, and then the one in the middle, the gold one, is probably the least popular of all three.
You have your own crawler.
We do.
Is it the only one is it the only one, or are there several? And what functions do they?
There are hundreds of crawlers, all called the same thing. So and they crawl from all over the world. So we have hundreds of partners who are crawling from all over the world, but they all give the same signals. So they all obey robots.txt. They're very good crawlers, and then we coordinate that crawl centrally from our main office. So we make sure that you don't have lots of crawlers suddenly going to the same page at the same time. So we coordinate the crawl from different locations.
Do you provide information about search traffic on a particular site and keywords that bring this traffic to the site?
No, we don't. We just concentrate on the link information. Within our reports, we do give you the Alexa count for those pages as well. But let's be honest, that's not our data. We're using that with Alexa's downloadable API. But traffic itself, we don't work on that. We just the link. the link kings.
Okay. Does your service help detect paid links that violate Google license?
No. Next question.
Okay. What quality should a link possess in order to cause it rank growth?
Well, a good link is one that is on a page that's popular. So by popular I mean that a lot of pages link to it, link to that content, and also hopefully people turn up to that content. That's first and foremost, but also it really wants to be in the body of the text if you can, so it's not stuck out in a footer or a header or whatever. It's right in the middle of that content, and Google sucks up that content and says, right, this is the meat of the information on that page, and so any link within that is going to get more value than being outside and out of context. And then within that, the wording that's on that link, the text on that link, the anchor text on that link is useful. The title of the page that it's on may be useful, and the words around it as well. So that can all help.
Can you share your prediction concerning the changes in SEO strategies that are awaiting digital market in 2012?
I'd love to. You know that SEO is always changing. It's always been changing. It's going at lightning speed. The internet's going at lightning speed. When we started out, Flash didn't exist. HTML5 didn't exist. There's all sorts of things happening, and the search engine's coming up with new technologies like rich snippets and new databases and new sources of data. So SEO has always been changing. I think that marketing principles have always been the same. So if you follow reasonably logical marketing principles as an SEO, then I think you're going to continue to stay on the right track. So it would appear that a lot of search in 2012 is more about social signals. It's more about what people are doing with their time, what their friends are saying about particular sites and stuff. I don't think that negates links. I think that you now need to understand your customer base much more than you did before, and try and reach out to them very personally. Because if you're talking and you're talking about SEO and you're linking to me, that's much more important than the hotel manager who has no relationship to SEO, and when he talks about SEO, nobody's going to particularly listen. Whereas your site is going to have much more relevance to my kind of audience. So I think that SEO is still about proper marketing principles, and I think that even though we're going to be moving over to social factors, Google's still coming online with things like, as I say, rich snippets and other tools that you can use to liven up your information. And I think it's all about dominating a space rather than just trying to get a listing on a page.
What are your company plans for next year? What tools and services will you be implementing in your system?
So we try not to give out too much out about our roadmap. If we do, we get into quite a bit of trouble if we don't meet deadlines and that sort of thing. I think we're going to concentrate primarily on keeping the data as fast and fresh as possible. We'd like to have a bit of a look about how we can give you better indicators of quality of a link. If we could do that, that would be great. We've just come out with some structural changes to the subscription things, really boring stuff like being able to use credit cards in different currencies and that sort of thing. And it's surprising how difficult kind of those basics are, really. We're coming out with a lot more training videos so people can go online and just press a button and see all the information. And in terms of the real underlying, what we're going to do next, it's kind of a wait and see.
Okay, no problem. Well, last question is, what do you expect to get out of this conference?
So far we've had a pretty good conference. We sponsored the party last night, and quite a lot of people turned up to that. Hopefully I'll end up getting all their email addresses and spam you all. No, I won't. But we had a really good take-up here at the conference. A lot of people have been speaking about Majestic on the speaker circuit, which is really useful. That drives people coming into the stand to have a demonstration of the tool. We've picked up well over 100 people that want to take up a trial, and so we'll be sending those out to people after the show, and hopefully keep on the work that we've been going. So it's been a good conference.
Great, excellent.
Thanks so much for your time.
Great interview.
Cheers.